What if you could pick a car so reliable that you'd probably forget your mechanic's name for the next decade? That is what real reliability looks like. Calm mornings, predictable commutes, and zero roadside drama. The models that deliver it share the same foundations: proven engines, stable cooling, clean fueling, and software that favors smoothness over flash. Build quality turns those choices into years of trouble-free use, tight tolerances, proper sealing, and neat routing that keeps heat and vibration from aging plastics, wiring, and mounts. Serviceability matters too. Filters, coils, belts, and fluids are reachable without tearing half the bay apart, which means shorter visits and fewer mistakes. Scale multiplies the effect. When millions of identical parts are built the same way, defect rates drop, and replacements stay affordable when wear items come due. Some of the standouts rely on lightness and simplicity, which reduces stress on brakes, bushings, and driveline pieces. Others win by oversizing the fundamentals: cooling, filtration, and heavy-duty hardware that shrug off heat, weight, and rough roads. Add thoughtful programming that avoids harsh shifts and keeps temperatures in the safe window, and you get cars that turn big mileage into a non-event. Here is a practical walkthrough of 10 durable picks: what the hardware gets right, how costs stay predictable, and why owners keep them for years. Match the choice to your needs: compact sedan, midsize sedan, small SUV, hybrid commuter, body-on-frame utility or luxury. Follow the maintenance schedule exactly and enjoy the quiet routine. Toyota Corolla earns trust by refusing to complicate the basics. The four-cylinder is understressed and cooled generously, which keeps oil clean, rings seated, and gaskets sealed over brutal city cycles. Fuel mapping avoids hotspots, so detonation and carbon do not carve into long-term health. Transmission choices focus on proven units with conservative logic, keeping fluid temperatures in a safe window during stop-and-go traffic and summer grades. Hoses, harnesses, and mounts are routed with space around them, preventing rub points and the heat soak that ages plastics. Shared global parts keep quality stable and replacements affordable when routine wear finally arrives. Chassis tuning puts alignment stability and tire life ahead of flash, which is why the car tracks straight and stays quiet as miles stack up. Brake hardware benefits from modest weight and balanced bias, so pads and rotors last honest intervals. The electrical architecture is tidy and sealed. Connectors resist moisture, grounds stay clean, and modules keep behaving instead of chasing intermittent gremlins. Technicians appreciate access around coils, filters, and belts, so service time is short and mistakes are rare. Inside, materials avoid sticky coatings and fragile finishes, meaning door pulls, buttons, and trim retain their feel long after the warranty is gone. Add sensible insurance classes and strong fuel economy, and total cost per mile stays low without cutting corners. Follow the schedule, use proper fluids, and the Corolla rewards you with a calm, predictable routine that stretches for years without drama every day. Honda Civic feels like it was engineered to shrug off rough roads and long commutes. The body shell is rigid, so subframes, arms, and bushings hold their geometry instead of fighting flex. That stability protects tires, wheel bearings, and driveline mounts from the secondary vibration that ages parts. Engines emphasize clean combustion and steady temperatures, with smart cooling passages, piston coatings, and sensible ignition timing that prevent hot spots. Transmission calibration favors smooth, predictable ratio changes rather than jumpy scheduling, so clutches and fluid are long-lasting. Airflow through the bay is planned to sweep heat off coils, hoses, and housings, which preserves plastics and connectors during summer traffic. Modest weight and balanced chassis tuning stretch brake life and keep pedal feel consistent as years pass. Electrical systems are packaged away from hotspots and moisture paths, so switches and modules continue to behave when mileage climbs. Service points are obvious and reachable, cutting labor time and the chance of collateral damage during routine work. Inside, switches, latches, and fabrics resist the wear that makes other cars feel old before their time. The result is a compact that stays quiet, tracks straight, uses little oil between changes, and keeps electronics dependable without weekend wrenching. Drive daily, change fluids on time, and the Civic delivers a steady, inexpensive ownership experience that does not ask for favors, just fuel, attention to intervals, and a reliable parking spot at the end of each day. Parts availability is excellent nationwide through dealer and aftermarket. Toyota Camry stays reliable because every major system was designed for longevity first. The 4-cylinder runs clean and cool, which keeps catalytic converters healthy and oil-free of fuel dilution. The cooling stack uses robust pumps and radiators sized for heavy loads, so temperatures stay steady in summer traffic with the air conditioning blasting. The automatic transmission uses conservative shift logic and proven hardware, which limits shear on fluid and reduces clutch wear over time. Electrical architecture is sealed and tidy, with smart grounding paths that resist corrosion, so old examples avoid the gremlins that haunt lesser sedans. Suspension geometry is conservative, preserving alignment and tire life on rough streets without sacrificing a calm ride. Hybrid variants add efficiency without drama because battery management is gentle, and the ECVT has fewer wear points than a stepped automatic. Technicians can reach filters, coils, alternators, and belts without major teardown, keeping labor honest and reducing the risk of mistakes. Interior materials are resilient, so touch points clean up well and do not peel or rattle as years pass. Resale value stays strong precisely because owners report years of uneventful service, not repair roulette. Keep up with fluids and inspections, avoid bargain parts, and the Camry responds with the same routine start, quiet cruise, and low stress bills month after month. Parts commonality across generations keeps replacement pricing sensible and availability high at local counters. Brake hardware lasts well because weight is reasonable and bias is balanced for everyday use. Honda Accord scales the Civic's formula for families and highway life. The platform is stiff, doors still shut with a clean thunk after winters, and suspension geometry preserves tires while keeping the car settled with passengers and luggage aboard. Engines are cooled and lubricated generously, so long grades in heat do not spike temperatures or shear oil. Transmission programming avoids lugging and hunting, reducing heat and friction during hour-long cruises and stoplight hops around town. The electrical and infotainment hardware is packaged away from hotspots and moisture paths, which protects connectors, modules, and wiring over years of daily use. Cabin materials resist glossing, peeling, and squeaks, so the interior still feels tight when the odometer shows serious miles. Chassis alignment holds through seasons of potholes, reducing tire costs and steering pull, which cuts fatigue on long drives. Technicians appreciate service access around plugs, coils, filters, and belts, which lowers labor time and collateral risk during routine work. Safety and braking hardware keep their feel because the car's balance and weight distribution treat pads, rotors, and hoses fairly. On the ownership ledger, the story is straightforward. Predictable fuel economy, rarely needed repairs, and strong resale because buyers know what they are getting. Maintain it on schedule with proper fluids, and the Accord returns the favor with calm daily starts, quiet highway miles, and the sense that nothing important is being worn out in the background. Parts availability is excellent, and independent shops know procedures cold across generations in most towns. Toyota Prius shows how efficiency can extend mechanical life when managed correctly. The gasoline engine operates in a narrow, efficient window and hands low-speed load to the electric motor, which reduces wear on rings, bearings, and mounts. Hybrid battery management keeps state of charge in a middle band and uses active cooling to prevent hotspots that shorten service life. The ECVT removes stepped gear sets and torque converter clutches, eliminating common wear paths found in traditional automatics. Regenerative braking harvests energy while sparing pads and rotors, which lowers long-term costs and reduces heat that can age bearings and bushings. The inverter, motor, and battery have dedicated cooling paths, and the power electronics are designed around stability rather than flash features. Software is mature and focused on smooth transitions, so there are no shock loads when duties shift between gasoline and electric drive. Routine ownership is simple: engine oil, engine and inverter coolant, filters, cabin filters, and the occasional 12-volt battery. The cabin remains quiet because the driveline runs at lower average load, which also helps mounts live long, easy lives. Owners report enormous odometer readings on ordinary maintenance, while ride and interior durability hold steady far beyond typical compact benchmarks. For drivers who value maximum miles per gallon without trading away peace of mind, Prius delivers dependable starts, consistent efficiency, and long spans between significant repair decisions. Brake components often last far longer than average, and replacement parts are widely available at reasonable prices for years. Mazda MX-5 Miata proves that fun and durability can live together. Lightness is the secret. With less mass to manage, brakes, bushings, bearings, and dampers work easy and last longer. The naturally aspirated engine avoids turbo heat spikes and complicated plumbing, while generous cooling and sensible fueling keep temperatures stable during spirited drives. The manual gearbox is a direct, proven design that rewards fresh fluid and holds its crisp action for years of daily use. Soft-top hardware is simple and serviceable, with latches and seals that can be renewed without exotic tools or huge labor time. Steering and suspension are tuned for precision without punishing rates, so ball joints and bushings are not hammered to death by weight they were never meant to carry. Airflow through the nose and underbody is planned to sweep heat off plastics, hoses, and electrical connectors, protecting them during summer traffic. The compact footprint grants technicians excellent access to service points, which cuts costs and reduces the chance of collateral damage during routine work. Interior trim is straightforward and squeak-resistant, so the cabin feels tight and honest at mileages that age many performance cars. Routine ownership is simple: oil, filters, occasional clutch, shocks at honest intervals, and tires that wear evenly because alignment holds. If you want a weekend toy that doubles as a bulletproof daily when needed, this little roadster delivers reliable joy without begging for constant attention or repair budgets. Parts support is deep thanks to decades of consistent production. Honda CR-V brings sedan-like dependability to a small SUV shape. The structure is rigid, so doors stay aligned and seals keep their hush after winters, gravel roads, and wash cycles. Engines deliver useful low and mid-range torque for traffic and hills, instead of chasing fragile peaks, which protects internals and reduces heat. Transmission logic is gentle, limiting shock loads on mounts and joints when the vehicle is full of people and cargo. Airflow and heat shielding protect wiring looms, sensors, and plastic housings from soak, which keeps electronics behaving as the years pass. Cargo hardware is built for repetition. Latches align, liftgate struts keep their force, and sliding mechanisms avoid rattles that signal fatigue. Suspension geometry aims for stable alignment, and even tire wear, keeping steering feel consistent across seasons of potholes and temperature swings. Technicians know procedures well, and access to filters, coils, and belts is straightforward, which cuts labor time and reduces error risk. The cabin materials resist scuffs, and the slow gloss that makes vehicles feel tired, so the interior still feels honest at trade-in time. Owners see predictable fuel economy, long brake life, and few surprises, a pattern that explains strong resale and loyal repeat buyers. If upright seating, a flexible cargo area, and a calm daily routine are priorities, the CR-V delivers all three with the same stubborn reliability as the best compact sedans. Optional all-wheel drive hardware is simple and robust when fitted, with sensible service intervals and costs. Toyota 4Runner applies old-school toughness to modern routines. A body-on-frame layout isolates the cabin from knocks and lets the structure take hits without bending the shell out of shape. The naturally aspirated V6 runs straightforward fueling and generous cooling, so it handles long climbs, towing, and heat without cooking oil or plastics. The 5-speed automatic favors durability over brochure numbers, fewer ratios, clean logic, and well-managed temperatures that protect clutches and fluid. The transfer case and differentials are vented, sealed, and easy to service, so fluid changes happen on time and water ingress is rare. Suspension parts are sized for rough roads and family cargo loads, not just curb weight, so bushings and ball joints live honest lives. Underbody protection and clean routing guard lines, connectors, and hoses from impacts that end trips in lesser trucks. Inside, hard-wearing switches, sturdy seat frames, and resilient trim tolerate pets, gear, and kids without losing function or alignment. When components eventually wear, parts availability is deep, and independent shops know the platform well, which turns repairs into predictable line items. Owners get one vehicle that can do school duty during the week and trail duty on weekends without scheduling constant wrench time. Keep the fluids fresh, torque the hardware correctly, and this truck answers every morning with the same steady crank, smooth idle, and relaxed highway cruise. Towing and payload ratings are realistic, and cooling reserves protect the driveline on steep grades even in high desert summers. Toyota Land Cruiser earns its worldwide reputation by oversizing fundamentals. Cooling capacity, driveline strength, filtration, and sealing are built for harsh regions, so daily suburban duty feels easy. Engines are tuned for longevity with conservative ignition and fueling that keep bearings, rings, and valves healthy across extraordinary distances. Electrical systems are straightforward to diagnose and well protected from dust and moisture, which prevents the mysterious faults that sideline lesser trucks in midlife. Suspension components, steering gear, and braking hardware are sized for rough surfaces and big payloads, so everyday driving barely warms them up. Sealing and filtration keep water and grit out of critical areas from differentials to electrical junctions, which preserves life and prevents cascading failures. Interior hardware is designed for heavy use without losing function. Door checks hold, latches keep alignment, and seat frames resist flex. Global parts support and clear procedures make long-term ownership practical rather than sentimental, whether you wrench at home or visit a trusted shop. Owners track immense mileages with original engines and transmissions still operating smoothly when maintenance is done correctly. For drivers who want one vehicle to trust anywhere, any season, this is the definition of buy once and keep. Fuel, fluids, filters, and inspections on schedule are the whole playbook, and the truck repays that discipline with stubborn, repeatable dependability. Towing stability is excellent. Cooling reserves hold on mountain passes, and the ladder frame resists fatigue that loosens lesser SUVs over time. It remains composed on corrugated dirt roads everywhere. Lexus LS wraps Toyota-grade durability in quiet luxury that does not fall apart. Silence and smoothness demand tight tolerances and careful balancing, the same choices that protect components from heat, vibration, and wear. Powertrains are tuned for calm engagement, which reduces shock loading on mounts and clutches, and fluid management stays conservative. Electronics use sealed connectors, plated contacts, and routing away from hotspots, so age-related glitches are uncommon rather than expected. Body sealing, sound insulation, and precise panel fit eliminate vibration paths that fatigue small components in lesser premium cars. The climate control hardware uses durable compressors and well-routed lines that resist leaks, and cabin filters are easy to service. The transmission's gentle mapping avoids harsh engagements that eat clutches and bearings, and fluid capacity is generous for long life. Interior materials are chosen to survive years of UV exposure and daily use, so the cabin still feels fresh at mileages that date rivals. Parts support and procedures are excellent, and independent specialists can handle routine service without drama. On the road, the car stays quiet, composed, and confident deep into ownership, which is exactly what long-term luxury should deliver. Maintain on schedule with proper fluids, and the LS simply keeps doing the job. An elegant, dependable companion that treats every drive like a special occasion without demanding attention. Resale values remain strong because long-term problem counts stay low, and brake, suspension, and electrical components hold up under daily use. Service schedules are simple everywhere. Thanks for watching, folks, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like what you saw here.